Good morning. I have to report that although I was extremely happy yesterday on Project Audi, I replaced the EGR valve, but the dreaded engine light has come back on. That little guy there. Brand new EGR valve on, hasn't got rid of the code. I'm questioning the quality of the replacement part I bought. Went on Facebook, you know, as you do. Went on a couple of Audi groups and they're like, no, you need to put genuine one on. It's probably just shit. So I thought, hang on a minute, I'll check the code again, and funnily enough, it's not a code for the EGR valve. So let's the OBD again. So mass or volume airflow A circuit low P0102. Now I know why this is, because I replaced the airbox as well when I done the EGR valve, and that had a sensor, an MS sensor. Where is it? This guy here. That's the old one, by the way. Underneath this plastic ducting there is one of them. Let's just have a look at the code on Magic Google.
If you are getting a P0102 error code, this video is going to show you one practical solution to fix the error code at home. Use the Zeus app to scan
there we
your
go.
vehicle.
I was trying to advertise an app.
And see the error code P0102.
Go away. What is code PO? Is general code for a problem with a mass airflow MAF sensor having a low voltage output to the engine control unit. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to do, leave the airbox on, but swap out, this is the original MAF, it's literally 2-bolt, take that off, just give that a clean out, put it on the new airbox. The only reason I swapped airboxes is because this is the original one, the tabs broke, so I'll put the old one back on, well I'll clean this up, put this back on with the replacement airbox and see if the code disappears. So, air mass flow sensor replaced. That's the well, that's not the old one, that's the one that came with the replacement box. I put the original one back in, gave a bit of a clean up, but I'll let you into a little secret. Don't think I plugged the last one in properly. Oops. So that was probably why it was showing voltage low, and I went to unplug the old one, or the replacement one, and it wasn't plugged in properly. I put the new one, the original one, back in anyway, cleared the code, and look, no engine light. For the second day running, thumbs up. Now I am going to tackle this beauty here. I am going to take this door off and put this one on. So God help me see how this one goes, but it should be pretty straightforward. I'm guessing, as it's only 3 bolts, taking the old one off is going to be the hardest bit, but see how it goes. And here we have it, door is off. Piece of you know what, literally 1 bolt, 2, 3 bolts, and I plugged the wiring loom. Now before I put the replacement door on, I'm just going to give it a clean up around here, because these are areas you tend not to be able to get to. Cleaning, it makes sense to do it now, because it's going to be harder when the door's on. So I'm just going to give this a quick wipe over, make it all nice and tidy and fresh, and then put the replacement door on. We hit a little bit of a snag with replacing the door on Project Audi. I've got it on, and as far as I can see the electrics work, but they don't shut. Now, what I have noticed when putting this door on is, whatever happened, it shunted this bottom hinge forward, because you can see that gap there where, because obviously they paint them in the factory, they just go over the whole thing. Somewhere along the line the old door had a knock and it's pushed this bottom hinge out a little bit. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, there must be bolts the other side of this panel. So upon further investigation, I found that the bolts for this hinge are right behind the seat belt. I can see one, you can see in there, there's one there, but there's another one right behind the seat belt. And to access that, I've had to pull this trim off, move this air duct, and move the seat forward. I'm going to have to undo this seat belt with that bolt. It's only, I think it's only one bolt there. Hopefully if I can move that out of the way, access this other bolt behind it, obviously take the weight of this door, I'll jack it up so that it's not actually holding all the weight. Then I'm going to loosen 1, 2 bolts, hopefully get the hinge back into where it's supposed to be, because I know this is a straight door. That's the plan anyway, so I shall be doing that. So let's get this seat belt removed. So many adjustments later, still having trouble, but I found the easiest way to adjust it is to leave those bolts loose, shut the door so it sits where it naturally wants to sit, and then tighten it up when the door's shut. And hopefully, fingers crossed, been a rat mission, I tell you. But we're getting there slowly. I think there's nearly time for a cup of tea as well. I'm just going to tighten these bolts up and then go upstairs for a quick cup of tea and then tidy everything up afterwards, because I've got to get the seat back in and all this trim back in. So check back in a minute. Oh, tea and biscuits consumed. Now tidying up, but the door is on and it opens and closes as it should. No gap along there. The only thing I have got to do, obviously that's the original door with the dent. This door that I picked up the other day, the only thing is, as did say, the interior handle don't work, so I need to take this door card off and swap or even hook this up. It might just it's come loose. If not, I've got that door to work with all the internals. But the only thing is, I can't get the door card off because I haven't got a screwdriver long enough to get in here. There's one screw holding this door card on apart from the little poppers, and I can't get the bloody thing off because I haven't got a screwdriver long enough to go in there. So I've got to go to Screwfix and pick up a screwdriver so I can complete the job. But as far as I'm concerned, the job's near enough done. So happy days. Oh, then this door's a bit manky, so I'm going to clean that as well. So I've cleaned all in the door pillars. I've put all the side trim back on, seat belt back in, seat back in, like I said. So it's 80%, well 90% done. Next up we will be doing the rear brakes. They're squeak because they're electronic park brakes. It squeaks every time I put the handbrake on. I just thought, sod it, I'll change the discs and pads on the back. There's enough meat on there, but disc looks a bit worn as well, so I thought, sod it. Parts aren't that expensive first, so I've got to go and pick them up, and you'll be seeing me change them in the next video. Caffeine. Anyway, now last time you saw me, I was working very hard putting a new EGR valve and a replacement door on Project Audi, and I had planned the rear brake next, but unfortunately we had a little hiccup where the clutch decided to go on my way to Snetterton. I have had to order a new flywheel and clutch kit, which my good friends at AB Autos have very kindly managed to squeeze me in at the last minute. Well, I say the last minute, beginning of next week. So for now I am using a courtesy car, which I have affectionately titled Half Pint Harry, because it's half the size of the Audi. So this is Half Pint Harry, as you can see, because it is half the size of the Audi. Not that I'm complaining. I was really grateful to Ash for lending me this, but he needs it back, so we're gonna head back to the garage, drop off the flywheel. I did order a clutch kit as well, but eBay being eBay, they sent me the wrong bloody one, so I've got to order another one. But hopefully it should be here by the weekend because it's booked in on Monday to have the clutch and flywheel replaced. So let's head over.
1 weekend of pampering later.
The Audi is back. Now, last time I spoke to you, unfortunately, the clutch went, but it's running again. Huge thank you, as always, to Ash and the guys at AB Autos for fitting me in. They couldn't do me instantly, but within a week, we're all up and running again. I had to go and source the parts myself, obviously, but they kindly jacked it up, took the gearbox off, changed the flywheel and the clutch, and we're all good. I haven't got a picture of it, but I saw the old one they took out, and it was ready. It was really ready. It was just bare metal near enough. So today we have, well, I mean, last time you saw me working, I replaced the door. A few little teething troubles, but we got it on and it closes and the gap has disappeared. It's still not 100%, but it's 10 times better than it was. So I think we got a gap here as well, which is linked to this door. It's a bit clunky when it shuts. It's not as it should be. I think it could be a case of just adjusting the hinge, shimming out the hinge, because I've read or viewed a couple of times there's like a little shim in here, and a few people have suggested on various forums and videos that if you stick another washer in these two, that moves it up, because these hinges do tend to drop after time. I mean, this car's, what was it, 07, so I'll try and sort my maths out. 07, we're in 2023, so 16 years old. And after time, because the doors are quite heavy, they tend to drop on one of the hinges, so if I shim it out, hopefully that'll adjust it enough to make it shut properly. But anyway, we have some new wheels to go on. Let me show you. I'm excited. So currently they're the standard Avant wheels on there. They're 17-inch, and was looking on good old Facebook Marketplace, as you do, and I found, look at these, 19-inch bargain. They're a little bit chipped in places. Oh, that's one of the rears. The fronts are rash to hell, so they will need some refurbishment at some point, but I'm just going to get them on. Got these bad boys to go on as well, these little spigot rings, because the centre bore isn't quite the same. They're 66.6 mil and the standard centre bore on my Avant is 57.1. So I've got to put these on the inside of the wheel just so they fit, basically. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's put these bad boys on and see how they look.
One debt to society later.
Wheels round two. Last time you saw me, I was going to put some new rims on, but I had a slight problem with these little suckers here. It's the genuine Audi security wheel bolts, and they didn't want to come off. I was trying all sorts, and then I eventually had to go to my good friends at AB Autos to help me out. They're not in the best of shape, and the key, oh, where is it? Didn't fall off. The key was nicely rounding off, preventing me from putting any sort of force on them, and rapidly I was thinking, I'm in trouble here. Because to be fair, when I first bought the car, I took the wheels off bar one because I couldn't get the locking wheel nut off then, so I left it. And I thought, well, I'll give it another go. Bought some decent sockets, but it was still slipping. And then I went to try the other ones that I'd already had off beforehand, and they were slipping as well. So good old AB Autos come up with this massive, meaty impact driver, slotted it on, and boom, they're off. So, but then by then the day had gone, I had other stuff to do in the afternoon. So I left it, and we are back at putting the new rims on today. Let's get this thing jacked up and some new boots on. So first one on, I have put some new bolts in as well. Piece de resistance, the centre wheel cap. That don't look half bad. Yes, a definite improvement, I think. Let's get the rest of these bad boys on. One thing I've also checked out, I was made aware of it from the guys who installed the clutch. I asked them to have a look underneath while they were doing the clutch, because there was some knocking and MOT time soon, and I was advised that one of the stabiliser links, or both of the stabiliser links, are perished and need replacing. And I've just taken the wheel off on the front and had a look, and yes, they definitely need replacing. Couple have been ordered. It's just literally a couple of bolts by the looks of it, so jack it up, take the old ones off, new ones in, boom, should be good. I have noticed there's a bit of a knocking noise from the front area. Also there's a wheel bearing on the driver's side that needs replacing as well, but that's not really a driveway job, so I'll probably get them to do that as well. Then hopefully fingers crossed, MOT time in a couple of months, should be good to go. Everything else has been done. Obviously one of the reasons I convinced myself that this is a good reason, the wheels I am putting on, tyres are a bit better than the ones I'm taking off anyway, and I'm thinking they probably, if I left those wheels on, the old 17s, they'd probably be an advisory or a fail even, because they're a bit perished. If you look at the tyres here, although the tread's all right, they're not looking great on the sides. Now this one in particular, that's perished, that is. So I don't think they'll be any good. Tyres on these new ones are a lot better, and hopefully they'll be more forgiving come MOT time. So right, one more wheel to go. So far so good. They are looking quite sexy, if I do say so myself. Old one's off. Just grab the last one and we'll have a walk around. And there we have it, finally. All four wheels on. Looking a bit smarter and fresher. Now before I get slated, I am perfectly aware that these are rashed to hell and in desperate need of a refurb, but I just couldn't wait to get them on, so I'll run them for a bit, and then when funds are available I will drop them off somewhere local to get them redone. The rears aren't as bad, although they're a little bit chipped here and there, so I might just do the lot. But yep, for now they are on and good to go. Now I have noticed it does sit a little bit high at the front, so maybe it could benefit from dropping a tiny bit. I don't know, 25mm springs, I don't know, nothing too drastic. I'm not going to dump it to the floor or anything like that. It's not really what it's about, especially on these roads around here. They're just lovely for potholes. So anyway, I'm just going to take it down the road quickly, just make sure there's no strange knocks or bangs, and then I'm going to put the old ones up for sale. So if anyone wants some 17-inch Audi alloys, I have them here, £100 in my hand, and they're yours. They'll be on Facebook later. Let's have a look, see how these feel. Felt pretty good. In fact, felt more than good. So, that job done. What can we do next? I wonder. Oh no, I think I've cracked my GoPro lens. Well, I haven't pulled this one out yet, but looks like the same there. They both snapped, I think. I'm going to take the headlight out and then I'm going to stop for a cheeky pot noodle. Oh, that's not good.